will sort of be dictated how they progress throughout the seed and everything, but we are underway. One thing you'll notice is our sword is on our vanilla start screen. This is just part of the overworld being pretty much what you would expect from vanilla Zelda, and we do see the route divergence here very early. ChronoJJ heading up towards vanilla level 1, doing a little bit of combat. TruantGamer heading over towards 3. Now, one thing they are looking for is a bomb dropping enemy early on, because having bombs to navigate levels is very critical. We see level 6 there at level 3. ChronoJJ trying to get up. It has to be a little careful with all these blue Lynels. Their sword beams or contact with them will take 2 hearts of damage. Truant runs into an early Goma, but luckily has the bombs there, just able to pick up, and is able to actually navigate a little bit of this 6 early. Now, 6 tends to be one of our 2 biggest dungeons from 1 to 8. The other being, of course, level 8. So, obviously, you don't want to spend too much time, especially early on where you might run into key blocks or something, but we find a really quick raft here in level 6. ChronoJJ finds level 2 there at level 1's location, and unfortunately runs into a Goma block almost immediately, so not much he can do there, so he will continue to progress on, either going to go to the Armos area, or maybe head up into level 9 territory, or actually, okay, he looks like he's going to be trying to take out some of these Lynels here for some bombs. Obviously, if he's doing this, my guess would be he would be heading up towards level 9, but that may change. Both of our runners taking a death pretty quickly, and both opt to go back to start. TruantGamer having bombs here is going to bomb north to start. This will give him a secret, and 32 for our medium, which is a little bit better than normal. And what he's collecting these secrets for is he is going to be looking for a candle, because of course one of our levels is candle blocked. So 43 is 43 is actually a really good price. The minimum a candle can go to is 40. So 43 is really nice. Unfortunately, just about 10 rupees short at the time. So he's going to go ahead and check out vanilla level 4 if these Lynels want to cooperate and let him on the dock. ChronoJJ actually farmed some bombs so he can see if he could maybe bomb any other directions here in level 2. Now, the nice thing about this is there should be minimum bomb requirements to find the maps of any of our levels. So if he is able to progress, the map may be in there with Goma, or it may be like this one additional room that was required, because obviously there wasn't any other direction to go there in level 2. So Truant is in level 8 here at vanilla level 4. Another very large dungeon, Truant finding the 2 largest dungeons right off the bat. But level 8's a little bit nicer because it does have 3 items. It has 2 staircase items and 1 floor item. So potential for a lot of stuff to open up here in level 8, depending on if he's able to find it. Typically 8s look a little bit nasty once we get the map, but there's a lot of rooms to explore before we potentially even get to the map, and we do find a quick ladder block. So Truant may opt to spend the key here, and he will, and he'll progress a little bit further. Chrono is able to actually get a little bit further here in level 2. Level 2 has 2 floor drops, so clearing out these enemies is very important, because you want to be able to discover where those floor items are very quickly. And unfortunately, not having any luck with these bomb holes, finding out where to go. Does have some bomb droppers in here. Unfortunately, does not get a bomb there, and has 1 bomb left to check this last wall. And with that, up A's, and actually, The benefit of how that worked is because there was a door he entered through that required a key or a shutter. It actually opened up that bomb hole to the north there, so that will allow him to progress a little bit more. So we may see the items up on this upper half rather than the lower half where he was located. Truant does have the compass now, so he knows where to go to get to the Triforce. May elect to continue exploring, and this may be one of his items. And it is the bow here in level 8, so a really good find there for TruantGamer. Not only is it one of our required items, but it can also potentially, if he buys arrows, give him more weaponry as well. Chrono taking an unfortunate death here in level 2. Is going to continue to explore, while Truant is going to look around a little bit more for one of these 2 other items. Seeing some of these ninja moblins, as I tend to call them, in the dungeons, because they take the color palette of the dungeon itself, is kind of nice because you do have bomb droppers there. But we'll see if he opts to take this room out and just go grab the Triforce, or if he will continue to dig for the other items. And he is opting to go exploring a little bit more, see some blue Lamola, and decides, yeah, we're not doing that. Chrono finds the map finally in level 2, and boy, is that a nasty level 2. Very, very linear, very long, but does... Oh man, and the Triforce is at the very bottom there. So TruantGamer does grab his Triforce out of level 8, has 2 items left in there, but as of right now, is just going to opt to save and go explore elsewhere. Now, if he heads towards start, he'll be in really good shape. Actually does not appear he's heading... Oh, he is going to buy his candle first. Then he may head towards start to go ahead and explore level 2 as well. Some more of those lovely blue Lamola here in level 2. Obviously, the worst way to have to deal with them is entering from the left there. And they track down ChronoJJ before he can get to the other side to bomb over. Still looking for these items here in level 2, and having to deal with those blue Lamola first is not the way you want to go. Truant opting to pick up one of these heart containers. Obviously a good pickup. In addition to the extra health, you want to try to have 6 hearts before you head to the White Sword Cave, because what that does is that guarantees you'll be able to get whatever that item is in there, and that's an area where you really don't want to have to go twice. So if you can just get your 6 hearts before heading up there the first time, you're going to be in a lot better shape. Chrono having to be careful because he did take a sword beam from one of these blue Lionels, so he is down to 1 heart of health. Obviously trying to get another bomb drop here. Does take the death, so he will be heading back to start as well. We'll see which way he tries to go. Truant taking the same path as ChronoJJ, bombing down. So we'll see how far he elects to go down to see what potential items, or, well, we know the Triforce is the full way down. So far, the overworld is playing havoc on Chrono. All the blue Lionels and blue Darkness that we're seeing early is definitely not great for either of our runners. I mean, it's not fun to deal with them at all. And he finds a much friendlier screen with some blue Octoroks for some bombs, which is pretty necessary. Truant finding the bomb hole, and this is going to be the Triforce room, and just a bunch of keys to have to take out, which is much better than some of the alternatives. Chrono finding that the blue ring Armos has the arrows, but not the candle that he is probably looking for at this point. We know that the candle is actually in the cave to the northwest of Start, and Truant does grab the Triforce out of level 2. We'll see if he opts to go back in, and he does, and he will discover that bomb hole to the north to make his way towards the items. Chrono's going to make his way into level 6. We know that the raft is located here, so we'll see if he opts to dig a little bit and try to find it. And Truant really dealing with these keys nicely, and there is the wand underneath of those fires, so really good. Unfortunately, he gets hit by the traps, and the reason that's unfortunate is because he did store a bomb, I believe, on the keys. So the next enemy that would have given him a drop would have actually dropped a bomb, but he did lose that when he took the hit. But he does find the compass. We know already that's kind of useless for him, so he will continue on to look for this final item. Fortunately, down to 1 heart, and we know those Lamola are just hanging out a little bit further on. And yeah, as I said, walking in from the left into a room with Lamola is pretty much a guaranteed way to take damage or an immediate death, especially with the blue. ChronoJJ does come across the raft. That's going to be very nice for him. He's going to be able to make his way into level 8 if he so chooses. Truant is going to go back and give it another shot, knowing that the Lamola there are now. Will be a little more cautious going through that. And if he does get a heart here from one of these Zols, that will even be better for him, going in with full hearts. Now, it doesn't really matter because they do 2 hearts of damage each, but does give him a little bit of a buffer. And yes, makes quick work. And there is the recorder in level 2 behind the Lamola. So, in terms of getting into dungeons, TruantGamer now has everything he needs. The only thing he's still looking for is potentially the ladder, because a lot of seats tend to be ladder blocked, and then definitely the bow and the silver arrows. Or never mind, he already has the bow, so he's actually only looking for the silver arrows and the ladder to be in a nice go mode very, very quickly in this seed. However, we know that that's not always a guarantee, so we'll see what that brings. Chrono picking up his blue candle, and it looks like Truant is going to go ahead and, first of all, see the horrible price of bombs there, but secondly, does also gain the knowledge of where the cheap meat is. 47 rupees for meat is excellent, just in case we run into that meat block. Also gains the knowledge of the blue ring price if he opts to buy it. Chrono entering level 8. And here we learn that, well, the Armos item is going to be in the Lost Hills. Basically, if the Armos item isn't at its vanilla Armos, whatever cave is there is the one it swapped with, and well, the hint is the Lost Hills Armos. And here we have level 5 at level 6. Level 5 is one of those that can be a lot bigger than it should be in shapes, or it can be a relatively small size. Seeing those Wizrobes, though, quickly makes me not think that our runners are going to care too much about this level. And there is that bait block that I was talking about. Now, it doesn't seem like it is too necessary at this point, unless it is blocking a path above, which Truant can get into anyway, so bait block is absolutely unnecessary. However, that blue Wizrober might be, and that's never good news. Chrono getting the compass as well in 8 probably will do the same as Truant did, sort of navigating his way down towards the Triforce, which we know will lead him to the bow as well. Truant gonna go ahead and get another heart from the Coast Shop here. Dig Dogger being a little stingy on this bow, but Chrono finally being able to make the clip and is going to grab it. Now, logically, of course, we've already seen the recorder, but that will tell Chrono that the recorder is at least not Goma block, because obviously if the bow is recorder blocked, the recorder can't be bow blocked. And level 1 over here at vanilla level 8. So this is a potentially great dungeon for Truant to navigate. There are going to be 3 items in here. 2 on the floor. 1 is going to be in a staircase. So level 1 tends to be the smallest, or one of the smallest dungeons, depending on how the shapes fall. But definitely one that you want to try to full explore as much as possible. It does look like Chrono is just going to go ahead and grab his Triforce here as well. Truant does discover where the Triforce is, obviously going to wait to pick that up until he finds some of these other items. And much like level 2, very, very linear bottom half of level 1. Chrono getting his first Triforce out of level 8 here. We'll see if he goes back to level 2, because we know there is a lot of good stuff there. Truant finding the item staircase, and we have a heart container there. Obviously, 9 heart containers total in the pool, so you have a good chance of running into one of them here in level 1. So now he's just going to be clearing some rooms, looking for these floor drops. Some he may not even have to clear, they might just be out in the open waiting for him. So we'll see what the other 2 items here are in level 1. Relatively quick level 1, all things considered. So even if it's not any progression, well, Red Ring is perfectly fine. So yeah, I think Truant will be happy with exploring a little bit more of this dungeon, and we'll see him start to fly a lot more. 6 hearts, Red Ring is a great boon for any of our runners. And Chrono does pick up his first heart container here. And of course, our ropes roll up to 3 HP, so we'll take a few hits from the wand. And at the very bottom, just like the Triforce in level 2, is gonna... It's actually not our item here in 1. So possibly that Goma. Truant may have to go buy arrows, especially if that is silver arrows underneath that Goma there. So then Truant just gonna go down, quickly grab the Triforce, and get out of here. Come back another day if he needs to. Obviously, we have level 2. Level 2's vanilla location right by here, so we'll go ahead and check that out first, as well as a little peekaboo on the coast. And it looks like just Boomerang. And of course, we have blue Lionels right on the way to level 4 in this instance. So not a screen you want to deal with beforehand, so probably a dungeon Truant's going to want to hopefully be able to clear out in this first pass. And of course, we see more blue Wizrobes blocking a potential staircase room. Triforce is right out in the open, but Truant is going to navigate a little bit more here to try to find some of the items. And it looks like Christmas came early because that looks like a reindeer. And apparently this is the place where all the blue Wizrobes hang out. Luckily, a quick staircase item find here, and it is the power bracelet. Absolutely 100% not required for the seed, but it can offer some quick navigation if you're heading somewhere from like start to vanilla level 6 or up to the Lost Hills. So the navigation can be there, so it's not ever a bad pickup, but you know exactly what you're getting with it. And well, True, not too happy about that. Walks directly over the book. Not a pickup you really want to make, especially when you have the candle already, but at least it was a very quick level 4, while Chrono also picks up his Triforce out of level 1. He's going to head back in to look for some of these other items. He hasn't even seen the red ring yet, or the heart container, so he has 3 items still to dig out of here. So Truant, making very efficient work so far of this seed, is going to go ahead and head up towards the Lost Hills. Now we remember that the Armos item up here, or the Armos statue up here, holds our Armos item, so we'll go ahead and see what that is. Truant also picking up a lot of money, and that is going to give him the ability to buy arrows and also fire a ton of arrows. He doesn't need to buy the meat, he doesn't need to buy any ring, so it's all going to be money for arrows and bombs. And there, well, never mind about the money for arrows, because silver arrows are under the Armos statue. So now all that TruantGamer could possibly need is the ladder. So the big question is where is that now? Other than that, this has been a massive blitz seed for TruantGamer, making a lot of great plays. So, and here we have level 7. Level 7 in vanilla is actually quite easily one of the worst dungeons to have to explore in Randomizer. Level 7 in shapes tends to be a little bit nicer because, well, we don't actually have to worry about as many rooms, because level 8 tends to take up a lot more of them. Level 7 and 8 share 8x8 grid, so pretty much whatever isn't taken up by level 8 is going to be distributed to level 7. So if we would have happened to see the map to level 8, you can sort of gauge in there where level 7 might sit to have a rough idea of where you need to go. And of course we see more blue wizrobes. Looks like at this point Truant is just going to sit there and say, you know what, I'm gonna take out the Goma. We'll see if there's any rooms past this Triforce, but I can't imagine he's gonna do too much exploring before he just grabs the Triforce and go. He has Recorder, so that's gonna be a great benefit because he can just whistle back here rather than having to walk up again. But trying to discover where you need to place a bomb here, definitely not worth it. Chrono also learning the news that the boomerang is there, sitting on the coast. While Truant gathers his 5th Triforce at 26 minutes, he is blazing through the seed, going to see what that white sword item is as well. Ladder would be absolutely incredible for him. White sword and Eniki, pretty much the only other two items he could potentially want here. And it is the Eniki. So, Truant is potentially in go mode. If we run into any ladder blocks, obviously that changes. But right now, he does have the option just to try to go through and collect Triforces and get through these levels as quickly as possible and hope that ladder is not required. If it is required, then he will have to go ahead and dig some of these levels, maybe head back to level 1 to take out the Goma to see what the 3rd item is there, or maybe head back into 8 because that has 2 items. Everything else is pretty much up in the air. You don't know the map of 7 to sort of navigate where you need to go in there for your 2 items. 4, he's already full cleared, same with 2, so we'll see what exploration he does. I expect him, if this once he finds level 3, I expect him to explore that one a little more heavily than level 5 or level 6. And speaking of level 6, it looks like he is going to head back there right now. While Chrono is digging level 4. We know that it was a nasty level 4, but it was quick. So if he can get through here without dying to these wizrobes, going to be able to grab his Triforce. Not going to be missing much here in level 4, not picking up the power bracelet or the book if he chooses not to explore. Truant is back in level 6, gonna look for this Triforce first, and then afterwards, I imagine is immediately going to go to Recorder Lake to navigate through the level there. Chrono going ahead and trying to take out these wizrobes. We know this is not the push block for the staircase, but unfortunately he does not know that. Does a really good job of disposing of the wizrobes, but unfortunately it does leave him bombless. Truant deciding just to go ahead and head directly to level 3 at Recorder Lake. And the staircase is early. Well, there's a ladder, so really the thing that's holding Chrono up is he needs to get back to level 2, and take out that blue Lamola room. Now that he has the red ring, that is very doable, but that opens up everything else. That's going to give him the ability to get to these other dungeons, and it is going to get him the ladder. TruantGamer is in go mode, so all he needs to do is get the Triforce out of here, 5 and 6, and then head to level 9 and find Ganon and Zelda and be done with the seed. Very, very fast seed on Truant's side. Having the Aniki, having the red ring, he is in very good shape. I don't see him getting enough hearts to get the magic sword, so his best hope is that in the midst of all of his navigation, he does come across the white sword. Once again, Chrono trying to farm some blue Lionels for a bomb drop. Probably will see him go back into level 4 if now that he got the bomb drop, or actually looks like he might just be grabbing the heart, which is always good as well. That will ensure that he does get that any key as well. And there are the silver arrows for ChronoJJ. He sees them, he knows he just has to go and grab them. Truant finding everything but what he wants, and that would be the compass or the Triforce. Level 3, not too bad, but very blocky, so it's very easy to try to struggle to figure out exactly the path you want to take through, whether it's zigzagging or just going up one column and down the other. And ChronoJJ does pick up his any key as well, so that leaves a lot of potential still for Chrono, and the play back to 2 is going to be the critical one. He has what he needs out of 8, he has what he needs out of all the other dungeons. Really, what it is that he needs is to get back to 2 to get that recorder. While Truant does find the Triforce in 3, only has 5 and 6 left to go. Now, not having the recorder or the ladder, we'll see if Chrono decides to dig level 7 a little bit here. That blue Wizro room could very potentially have the map, which would be horrible because, you know, you never want to have to clear out a room like that, but opts to not fight them right now and just continue on his search. Truant once again returning to level 6 just to try to find this Triforce as quick as possible. I'm finally able to get through these Dodongos, but there is the Triforce in level 6 for Truant. So just has to find the Triforce in level 5. If that's a quick Triforce and we have a really quick 9, TruantGamer may be sub 40ing this seed. Chrono grabbing the Triforce out of level 7 now. Here's the moment of truth. Is he going to go ahead and decide to go back in for items, or is he going to return to maybe level 2? And he is going back into level 7, so he's going to be wasting a little bit more time in here. Now, White Sword could still potentially be in here, which would really be the only good thing he could pull out of here. Otherwise, it's just Hearts or the Blue Boomerang, and neither are beneficial to him at this point. Well, Hearts are always beneficial, but not to progress further into the seed. So we'll see if he makes any additional how long he continues to dig in here. Meanwhile, Truant just trying to run through 5 as quickly as possible. See, the problem with a seed like this is even though Truant has found everything in remarkable speed, and we know that he is completely crushing this seed, he knows where everything is, and he thinks, well, my opponent possibly can too. So there's potential that Truant might think, ChronoJJ is right there with him because of how free everything was. I mean, you had a very quick raft, a very quick bow. Recorder was really the only difficult thing in this entire seed so far. Once you got Recorder, you got a pretty free ladder. You had silvers under the Armos. So just because Truant's in a good position doesn't mean he necessarily believes he's in a good position. And here we see our first Poll's Voice of the seed. 8 of them, of course. And right there's Konami code. We realize that the Konami code does nothing for Zelda or Link. But community hints are the way to go in this seed. So Truant still just blitzing through level 5 here. Seems to be a relatively elongated level 5. I'm not sure how big, but definitely a lot of areas to explore. And it looks like it is not segmented, at least right now. And a heart container also on Truant's side, so that puts him at 9. Still, unfortunately, out of the range of that magic sword. Now Chrono having arrows, a lot easier to dispose of these blue Lionels, but of course, they're not dropping anything. And there for TruantGamer, of course. Magic Sword's not going to be within range, so that's 10 to 14 hearts, so why not just get the white sword? Just, come across a staircase, why not? So, Truant in excellent shape now. Red candle, 9 hearts, white sword, everything he needs. Just needs that Triforce. Unfortunately, the 5 taking a little bit longer than he potentially would have liked, so sub 40, not potentially in play, but we're still going to see where it goes. ChronoJJ is going to be able to grab his Triforce here in level 2, but we know that there's one other key piece in this dungeon that he needs to go after, so we'll see if he re-enters and goes to try to fight those Limola. Having 6 hearts and red ring will make that fight a lot easier, especially if he kills the virus beforehand and gives himself the 1, because then he has the option of the wand or the arrows to take out the blue Limola. And of course, as quickly as we've seen Truant get through this, now once Chrono finds this recorder, he's not going to be too incredibly far behind. So we'll see if he's able to make a little bit of a catch-up. But Truant does find the Triforce, so he is going to be on his way to level 9. Chrono still has a little bit of catch-up to do. Needs to get the recorder out of this room right here, then head to level 3, get his ladder, get his Triforce, and then still has 5 and 6 to clear. So TruantGamer with a nice, comfortable lead at this point. Looks like Chrono pulled out his recorder, may be electing to immediately is actually recording over to vanilla level 2, and then decides to up A and continue. Yes, is going to make the play back towards level 6 and level 3. And at 40 minutes, TruantGamer is in level 9. Now, Truant will be looking for a shutter door that does not open once he clears out all the enemies in the room. If that is the case, then that means that Zelda will be hiding behind that door. He will also be listening for a roar. If he hears a roar and there is no boss in that room that he is currently in, that means Ganon is in one of the 4 adjacent rooms, either above him, below him, to the left, or to the right. So that's what he's going to be looking and listening for, just to try to navigate his 9. Now, what you'll see a lot of runners do is sort of zigzag their way through and not overlap like one door to the next or one room to the next, because you want to try to space out as much as possible to hear potential roar in many places throughout level 9. The other thing he can do, and is probably going to opt to do, is clear out some of the easier rooms, and we already see Ganon here, so one of the puzzle pieces is already down for Truant. So this is going to take 8 hits with the White Sword, with Red Ring in hand, has plenty of health to go ahead and take on Ganon, is trying to get a stun lock where he can just lock Ganon into place, and there it is. So we're going to have Bacon here shortly, and now it is just the hunt for the kidnapped. Zelda's door will now open immediately upon entering the room, even if there are enemies in the room. So that's all it's going to take. Chrono is in level 6, trying to get through and find this Triforce as quickly as possible. We'll see if he decides to hunt around to find potentially the ladder, or if he elects that it may just be quicker to grab the Triforce and hope that the ladder's in 3, which we know it is. And actually, just like Truant, ends up going to 3 first. Truant's still opting to kill some of these rooms that are a lot easier. Once again, looking for that compass, because that will tell him immediately where Zelda is located. So that will help him with how he has to navigate, where he has to try to get to. So the compass is still a very, very good item to find. The map is also very good because, of course, this is shapes. So the shape of level 9 is not vanilla level 9, and this can sort of help you out as well, sort of saying, okay, this is where I need to go, this is a lot of the area I haven't covered, this is a very unlikely space for it to be, so map is always nice to find in shapes for level 9. Chrono does find his ladder, that is all he needs. He is now in go mode as well. Will be able to clear out the remaining dungeons, just needs to get the Triforces out of 3, 5, and 6. And there gets the map. Is going to look for the other item. Once again, White Sword would be very, very beneficial for him, so he's going to take a few peeks here just to try to find the item. But we know the White Sword is in 5, and that's really all that is left that would be beneficial for him. Truant taking out another room of Wall Masters. About the slowest part of Wall Master rooms are their tendency to take forever to spawn. They do spawn on specific intervals, but it is a little it gives you a little anxiety just waiting for them to spawn, knowing that your opponent is possibly on the way as well. So it's just a massive hunt right now, and Truant's just hoping that he is able to find Zelda before Chrono can. A very good room for Truant to come out on at 0 bombs right now, which is very, very critical. Finding red Wizrobes is great, and he does get a bomb drop. Chrono does grab his Triforce out of 3, just needs 2 more to be able to catch up and get to level 9. Unfortunately, I think Truant has been in here a little too long and has been able to get a little too much navigation for Chrono to make a true comeback, but it's not completely out of the realm of possibility. But I think this is, well, never mind, because right there the door opens and that is going to be Zelda's room. No need to kill those blue Wizrobes, and we are going to have TruantGamer win the seed, so get your GGs out. And he is going to win with an official SRL time of 45-20. So completely laid waste to this seed. Great job by Truant. We do have Chrono still making his way, getting the Triforce out of 6, so he only has 5 left to do, and then we'll be able to head into 9 too. So there we see our recorder theme. It was the theme from the Jetsons. And howdy, Truant, good game.
Thank you.
You completely laid waste to that seed. Pretty much found everything in the correct order, and a lot of stuff was just sitting there free for you to take. So, what do you think of the seed?
I thought it was definitely a very quick seed, and I was actually wondering if I was going to eclipse that sub 40 mark for a little while there with the way things were going. It was kind of odd because last night 6 was where 3 was, and then where in level 3 where the ladder was tonight was I'm pretty sure the exact same positioning from where it was last night when it was level 8 there, I think. It was one room up, staircase, and there's a ladder, so it was kind of funny to me. But otherwise, I liked it. I'm happy.
Yeah, it's really nice to get some of these seeds for a change rather than, the trolley ones that are very, very combat heavy and everything else. So, but this was game 3, and it will move you on in the brackets. You will be facing Captain Green next.
Well, that'll be fun. Captain Green and I have some history, so maybe things will be different this time.
Yeah, absolutely. And you showed tonight just how much you can destroy seeds, just like anyone else in these brackets. So, I'm definitely looking forward to those matchups, and can't wait to see what happens. So, I mean, I'm not great with interviews, so if you have anything that you want to say, definitely feel free to. Your thoughts on the seed or whatever you want to go through. One thing I did want to address, how nice was it to find that white sword in 5 when you really didn't need to look for anything?
That was amazing because I was looking. The only reason I checked was because I was hoping there was going to be a heart there, and if it was, I was going to double check the RAF spot and then try and get mags, just because I knew it was a quick seed, and it always makes me nervous because then you start to think, well, I think it's gambler's fallacy where all of a sudden it's going to be bad. So I was worried that 9 was just going to be Wizrobe everywhere, and it kind of was, but they didn't really affect anything. But getting that white sword was just, okay, I can just go.
Yeah, the Wizrobes, like, for as quick as the seed was, the Wizrobes in the seed were plentiful. Level 4, I think pretty much every room that you navigated through had blue Wizrobes. And I think most of our dungeons had Wizrobes in them. So the Wizrobes could have definitely been the enemy set that duplicated. Of course, with the shuffle enemy groups on, there's always the potential for Wizrobes to show up in a ton of dungeons, and I think that's what you guys got. But luckily, didn't come into play too much in the seed.
Yeah, and when I went into 5 the first time, went straight up and saw the Wizrobes, and I noped out of there right away and said, I'll come back. I think I had 5 hearts at the time and Wood Sword, and I still had half the map to do. I wasn't going to even waste my time there. It wasn't worth the headache, and then luckily one had a red ring on the ground, and blue Wizrobes rolled low, I'm pretty sure, so that was helpful.
Yeah, absolutely astonishing, and I was definitely I was in the same boat as you when you got the ladder out of 3. I looked at your time and I'm like, okay, I mean he's in really good shape, and thought that you had the sure 40-minute seed, and then level 5 with its Triforce was a little more difficult.
I kind of wish I would have marked 9 a little bit better to see where exactly Zelda was. I mean, getting a quick Ganon there kind of made me just say, forget it, kill a couple easy rooms and look for the compass, but just kind of wander around and see what pops up. Obviously, the required path should have been from the south. So I'm just trying to picture where she was. I think she was in the 6th column, maybe down. But anyways, I'm glad I kind of stumbled on, and those bombs from those red Wizrobes right at the end there helped me, because those rolled high, so I didn't get the kill off of them for my 10 count. And then they dropped the bombs, and that told me to explore more. Otherwise, I probably would have up Aid and looked elsewhere.
Yeah, I said that was probably the best room that you could have been dropped into at that point, being low on bombs, and then getting the lucky bomb drop on the final one that you kill. Definitely helped you explore just that little bit extra that you needed. And Chrono is currently farming some bombs from these red Dark Knights outside of 5. Just needs 5's Triforce to make his way into level 9. So, like, he and himself did not have a bad seed. It was just his first trek into 2. He died to those blue Lamolas, and just took a long while to get back to get that recorder. Otherwise, it would have been just as quick of a seed for him. So definitely a good race between you two.
Yeah, I definitely want to give a shout out to ChronoJJ, because he took that first race definitely, and even last night doing the second race, he closed quick. I watched back the video earlier, and he really picked it up and was catching up on me. I'm surprised I was able to hold that one off. And then tonight was just a flying seed, but it looks like he's doing pretty good here too. Should be someone fun to watch in the future.
Yeah, and that's been one of the best things about this randomizer tournament, is just all the new names that we've had come through, seeing the community grow and everything. So I'm definitely stoked to see people like ChronoJJ and some others come into the tournament and perform well. We've had a few really good runners that really haven't done much racing before this tournament. So I'm very glad to see it.
Yeah, and I mean, that was the point, wasn't it? Use these flags to get more people involved and show them after GDQ how much fun this.
Yeah, I'm kind of scared to see what the next tournament's going to be flag wise. Probably not something as friendly, but yeah. As I said, this has been a great treat. So, and of course, while we do have our new runners, we still have our veteran runners like you, which is always a treat to watch. So, thank you for continuing to join these and participate in everything, and best of luck in your next matchup with Captain Green.
I thank you for that. I have to get going though, but thanks again, and I hope the tournament keeps going good for everyone.
All right, take care. All right, so we do have Captain Green, Captain Green. We do have ChronoJJ going ahead and finishing this out. trying to find the Triforce here in this level 5. This level 5 has been pretty nasty to both the runners in terms of finding where that Triforce is located. But pretty much all that is keeping him now. He may stumble across the white sword, and if he does, of course, he will be happy to take that, but not necessary to complete the seed, of course. Just needs that Triforce. And this is the white sword room, so we'll see if he decides to push the block once he kills these keys. And he will, so he is going to be rewarded with the white sword as well. Obviously, the extra little weaponry is a nice thing to take into level 5 or level 9. And now knows that he just needs to find the Triforce and get out of here. Just a little more exploring, because really there's no other items that he could possibly want at this point. Chrono kind of walking around in some circles right now. I don't remember. I think this may potentially have been the Triforce room. Yes, it is. So Chrono does get his Triforce out of level 5, and now will be able to go on to level 9. Now we remember that Truant had a very, very quick Ganon, and then had to explore a little bit for Zelda. So we'll see how long Chrono takes to get through and complete his level 9. Up at start was actually a very quick block. In terms of there were no open doors. I'm not sure if there were any bomb walls, but left is definitely the way to go for a quick access to Ganon. Truant is currently sitting on 8 hearts with red ring, so that is the equivalent of 32 hearts. Plenty of defense to go ahead and take on this dungeon. And he is going to elect to go left first, so he is going to quickly navigate his way through, and will be able to find Ganon really quickly. I believe it was only 3 or 4 rooms in. And doesn't even bother taking the ferry. Just shows how quickly he's trying to get to Ganon here. Is doing a lot of damage tanking here against these Wizrobes. This is kind of an annoying room to fight them in because there are a lot of narrow paths. But does hear the roar here, and we'll know that he has to sort of make his way back to find Ganon in the other direction. And there it is. So you can actually even bomb into Ganon's room from this house. So Ganon not doing a great job of protecting his lair. So it is once again going to take 8 hits. And Chrono also trying to get the stun lock. Hanging out there in the corner is actually not a horrible plan, because you can sort of stand in a way where Ganon won't hit you at all, and then you just wait and hope to get the stun lock every time he comes through. Does get the kill on Ganon, and now just needs to once again navigate over towards where Zelda is, which we know is on the right column. Chrono opting to avoid some of the staircases for now, just navigating room by room. And potentially may head right here from Ganon's room. Now, we saw Truant head left and take the staircase, and it sort of led him up and around. There may be a quicker path to Zelda this direction, so we'll see if this plays out well for Chrono. Gonna continue heading north, it seems. And is able to head right. So Chrono may have found a potentially quicker path to Zelda. Is going to opt to take the staircase here. So we'll see if this leads any further along. And it is actually just a heart container. Because, well, that's always what happens when you're not looking for items. You come across them in level 9. Now we know that Truant found his path by taking a staircase to the upper northeast of level 9. So that will probably be the path that Chrono has to take as well. He also has to be very careful. He is down to 2 bombs. So, of course, his bomb manipulation and everything else is going to be very critical. Does decide to take the staircase. We'll see where this one leads him. And that leads him over in the dash area, which is more in the general direction of where Zelda is. But does also have to be a little careful here. Is sort of flirting with a little bit of low health, down to just a heart and a half. Is going to kill this Goma, hoping to find the compass. And decides to use the potion. Not a bad decision here. You don't want to sit there and lose all your progression due to a bad death, especially when you have a potion sitting there in your inventory. So a really good decision there to go ahead and use it. Definitely no reason not to at this point. And unfortunately meets a mugger. Pays of 42 rupees, he had plenty to play with, so we'll see if he decides to bomb or if he takes a staircase. Fortunately, it does take him to the back to the section where he doesn't want to be. And while Chrono is finishing up here, I do just want to mention the races that we have on schedule tomorrow. Now, we don't have the channels that they will be located, but we will be updating that as the day goes on. So at 9:30, we have New York Rambler versus Gary and Old Wolf. Then at 10 o'clock, we have Adirondack Rick and Boletta. Both of those are game twos. We have Fryteeth and the Allen Heffley participating in game one of their matchup. Then game three is Narrator and Bogey Smalls. Now, the first two matches of those races, both of our runners entered 9 within 30 seconds of each other both times. So that should be an awesome match. And then King Doll and Almighty Bobino at 11 o'clock will be game two. So that's what's on tap for tomorrow. Chrono finally finding the compass, and there it is up in that dash, second room down. So he's going to be looking for a way to get up there as quickly as possible, whether it's by bombing and walking up that way, or whether he has to find that staircase that TruantGamer was able to find earlier. Gonna have to use his last potion here. And he's going to take the staircase again. I believe this one does lead up to the northeast, so it will at least put him in that general area. Just has to find the way. Did not try bombing here earlier and cannot actually bomb up, but he's going to continue to navigate around trying to find a way up there. Now, he can bomb north in this room. That was a mugger room, but unfortunately does not lead there. So is going to have to find another way around up to where Zelda awaits. Chrono finding out that this 9 is definitely not the friendliest, and it is blocking off a lot of potential pathways to the north. Does find a bomb area up here and a potential staircase, so he's going to go ahead and check it out, see where that leads him. And this one is much better, able to just go left here, and that room is going to open. So he found another path here to Zelda, and he is going to finish. And finishes with an official SRL time of 1 hour, 9 minutes, 9 seconds. So still a very, very good time. Just goes to show how quickly Theorwolf was able to get, or TruantGamer was able to get through this seed. We are going to see if Chrono wants to go ahead and jump in for a few quick words. While we are waiting, just a reminder, give both of these runners a follow. TruantGamer, ChronoJJ, both very good runners and definitely deserve the follow. Also, once again, thank you to Lord of the Synth and Willa J. Bradley behind the scenes doing the tracking and the restreaming for us tonight. While I may be up here yammering the whole time, definitely wouldn't be possible without them too as well. So go ahead and give them a follow as well. All right, and we do have Chrono with us. Just wait for an unmute, and then we'll be able to do a quick interview.
I think I got it good now.
All right, we can hear you. So, GG.
GG, he must have played that really well because
Truant basically walked into everything as quickly as possible. I would say really the big difference between the two was your early death to the Lamola and two holding recorder, and then just level 5 slowed you down a little bit as well. Other than that, I mean, both of you went really quickly through the seed. He just got recorder out of 2 much quicker and was able to realize he was in go mode at probably about 27 minutes. So definitely was able to just make quick work. But I mean, an hour 9 definitely not not a time to scoff at. I mean, especially with all the blue wizards in this seed.
I tried to avoid them as much as possible, but they kept showing up. Yeah,
So,
it didn't really seem like it was that hard of a seed, but I made it look really hard at the beginning. I died so many times, and then somehow in level 2, I forgot I didn't clear the room with all those blue jumpy things that had the wand, which that would have helped to get that, because then I left without clearing that room, and of course the wand was there.
yeah, one would have definitely been helpful for those Lamola as well. But trying to take on blue Lamola with only 3 hearts, especially entering from the left like that, it's pretty much a death wish most of the time. So I don't blame you at all for bailing. I would have actually made the same exact play. So definitely, definitely, just tough luck with what was located there and everything. But I mean, other than that, the other key items, the bow, the silver arrows, the ladder, the raft, they were all pretty free in this seed.
Yeah, it was a pretty free that's a tongue twister. It was a free seed. It's just how long it took me at the beginning to get going, I'm like, yeah, I was pretty sure he was going to put up a really fast time. And because of that, I didn't bother to look at the clock until I actually killed Ganon. So in my mind, or until I got Zelda. So in my mind, I was potentially winning until I saved her. Then I'm like, oh, geez, 40, what was it, like 45 minutes? I'm like, yeah, even if I play at my best, I wouldn't get 45 minutes. So he must have played well.
Yeah, definitely had a good seed, so nothing to be ashamed of. I mean, if you go back and watch this, you'll just see how quickly he blitzed through it. Now, unfortunately, that does end your tournament, but overall, did you enjoy yourself this tournament, and can we expect to see you back in future tournament?
Yeah, I enjoy the tournaments. I enjoy the head-to-head more than like the kind of the qualifier part of it. So I like the Swiss better. That was the first one I played, and then I played this one, which I still liked it. So I don't want to, cast a cloud over the tournament. It's still a great tournament and a great job to everybody that runs it. I've run a couple tournaments in a completely different video game world, and they're tough. So, and they run this really well. So yeah, I had fun, and once the next one shows up, whenever that might be, I'm sure I'll play in that one too, because yeah, they're a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll be sure to keep on looking at ways to modify and, you know, continue to make it interesting, so we don't just all burn out on the same format every single time. So, but yeah, I definitely want to thank you for participating. You've been a joy to watch, and looking forward to uh, future tournaments with you in it, because uh, all of our runners have been great, and you're no exception. So thanks again.
Well, thanks. I was just happy to at least win one race. That was kind of my goal. Was like, just let me win one race and I'll be happy. So I got that one win, and I'm happy.
All right, awesome. Well, we're gonna let everyone sign off for the night. So once again, be sure to give TruantGamer and ChronoJJ a follow, as well as Willard J. Bradley and Lord of the Synth. And for everyone involved, I am Crimson Avix. Thank you all for stopping by, and we will see you all later.